All right, I'm going to go ahead and record this session because we're going to be covering a lot of important information. And I would like to encourage more people to come, and I'm wondering if maybe we should do this also in the morning. So I'll see what kind of feedback I can get. One of the things that occurred last week or 2 weeks ago when we were speaking about the outdoor education project and the STEAM lab is I felt as though I may not have done a good enough job in explaining how those two spaces might benefit your children as learners and in their role as developing into college-going citizens. So I'm working with the Language Access Unit, Cindy and her team, and we're going to be putting together a special presentation specifically on that. And I also have Mr. Israel Vega here just to speak a little bit about his experience in going to school in Santa Barbara, and then also having an experience in an outdoor education classroom. So go ahead, Israel, and just talk a little bit about what we had talked about before.
Hi, everyone. Like Ms. Binkley said, my name is Israel Vega. I'm the family advocate for Harding. And then I just want to make sure that I will be interpreted, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Ms. Binkley and I were talking yesterday, and I wanted just to kind of go ahead and tell people I grew up here in Santa Barbara. I went to school in the late 90s, early 2000s. And when I went to school, it was strictly one way. Kids would go to school, they would read out of a textbook for 5 to 6 hours, and then they would go home and do their homework. And they would repeat this for the next 12 years of their life. And a lot of people started realizing that there's more than one way to learn. And it's not necessarily being stuck in a classroom all day. I myself kind of learned that the hard way. When I graduated from high school, I went to the University of Santa Cruz, which is up north. And I was in a shock because one of my professors decided he did not want to lecture in the classroom one day. And he decided to take us on I would say like a 30-minute hike into the mountains. And he told us to sit on the ground, and he started lecturing. And being outdoors, this kind of grounded me into focusing better on my education. It allowed me to realize that there's more in life than just hitting the books. People learn differently. We're not all built the same. And kind of seeing the curriculum that is set forth for the kids in the coming years is going to be great because, as we all know, some people are book smart, some people are hand smart. Some people learn by doing, some learn by seeing. I myself didn't realize that I was a person that learned by seeing. If I read instructions, I get lost, and that's okay. And, back then it wasn't okay. And now we have the opportunity to tell our students, hey, if you can't do it, the first way, let's try to do it the second way or the third way or the fourth way. And that's what Ms. Binkley is bringing to Harding. She's bringing a way for kids to learn on their own, a way for kids to find themselves at an early age, because as we all know, elementary is one of the areas that kids need to strive in. And then also it helps them kind of figure out what they want to do for the rest of their life. And having these outdoor classrooms are going to allow our kids to be able to, kind of know that ahead of time. And we live in a world where things are constantly changing. Kids like being on their iPads now, kids like being on technology. And I say there's nothing bad with that. I say that gives them an upper hand, because what if they want to be a programmer? What if they want to be a computer design person? I tell them that's okay. And that's just for them to be encouraged. I encourage my nieces and nephew when they say, I want to be a video game designer. I say, good for you. You realize that to be a video game designer, you need to know math. You need to know how to code. You need to know how to do all these things. And it gets the ball rolling for them to be like, hey, there's more into this than just kind of sitting in front of a computer. So I just want to say that it's great for these kids to have this opportunity at such a young age, because I got to do this experience when I was in my mid-20s, and these kids are getting this experience in their early years of life. So if you have any questions or if you have any comments, please feel free to reach out to me or to Ms. Binkley or to anyone. We just want to make sure that our families at Harding understand that we do this so our kids have a bright future ahead of themselves and they have multiple doors that they can choose from, not just one. So I just want to say thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you.
Sorry about that,
guys. Thank you so much, Israel. Like I said, we will have a lot more information on this at our next meeting, where we'll really break everything down and be able to explain a lot of what Israel just did for you. So I really want you as parents to feel a part of this process and to be able to contribute. I think it's going to be great, and it's going to really set us apart from other elementary schools. So with that, does anyone have any specific questions to ask Israel? Israel is very bilingual. His Spanish is as good as his English. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them now. He might not stay the whole time. All right, Israel, thank you so much. And you're welcome to stay for the presentation. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. All right, let me just move this here. All right. So I'm just going to start by talking a little bit about what's happening right now in our county. As you know, after the holidays, we had a large spike in people that were getting the COVID virus. And the governor had said that we needed to get down to, I believe the first time it was 28 cases per every 100,000 inhabitants. And we got as high as, I want to say, 72 cases after the vacation. As of last week, we were at 49.5 cases. And as I go through this PowerPoint, you'll see that we went up very fast and we're also going down very fast. And I'm happy to take questions as we go. Okay, hold on.
Veronica, I had a quick question.
Sure.
Is the target rate that he's put as the benchmark for opening up, is that the adjusted case rate or the actual case rate?
It's the adjusted case rate.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. The next slide here. So this, you can see the extent to which we just went up. I mean, because this right here is at the end of November. And as we got through the holidays, we just peaked very high. And as in the last couple of weeks, we've gone down significantly.
You're saying you're still in control over them to save them from an unfit mother. Is that the gist?
Can I ask you guys to mute? There we go. All right. So if we were to continue on the downside as fast as we went up the upside, then it may be that we could be entering red again fairly soon. This period of time is only 1 month. Okay. So these are the amount of positive cases of students ages 0 to 17 in these certain time periods. So this is from November 8th to December 12th. And these are all students in the area. This is from the public health department. So this is not just Santa Barbara. This is in our area. Santa Barbara County. And then here are positive cases between December 13th and January 9th. So you can see there was a significant uptick. So there's new guidance as of just last week. And the new guidance is based on new evidence, both global and national evidence. And the idea is that the frequency of infection in elementary age children is far less than children that are older and adults. And when they do get the disease, it is far less severe. It does say that elementary age children get it most frequently from someone in their household, not from someone at school. Transmission in schools is not common. One of the things that we know has really been working is that using masks and physical distancing with enhanced ventilation and symptom screenings is really working. So now the governor is saying we need to get to an adjusted case rate to 25 or below per 100,000 residents. It's likely that we will phase in elementary ages first. I mean, without a doubt, secondary cannot come back until they are at 25%. Oh, sorry, 25 per 100,000. I want to say for 14 days. I'm really not that certain on that amount. I mean, on that stat, but I know that they're a little bit more rigid with letting the secondary students come back because they get the virus more. So we are talking, the district is talking about phasing in groups of children, you know, like kindergarten and first grade for 1 or 2 weeks, and then moving up so that it is well organized and we have the proper staffing and everything goes slow enough that we can adjust as we go. So our schools are really ready. We're ready to bring kids back. In fact, we have over 70 kids on our site every day, and we have not had one child get the virus. I'm intentionally going really slow just in case anyone has any questions. These are all taken from the board slides. So these are the amount of small cohorts that we have in all of our schools. And you can see that Harding has the most students currently at school, and they are all still distance learning. They are just coming to school with their iPads and their materials so that they have good, solid Wi-Fi. They have a teacher there who can help them stay organized and stay on task, and adults there to ask questions to. So we're feeling very confident that we're ready to have kids back. I just wanted to share that the district has been cognizant of the fact that while we are in school, we offer students breakfast and lunch, and at our school we offer supper as well. And so we know that a lot of families rely on this service, and so we are offering lunch still every day, and on Fridays we have meals for 4 already prepared that I hope you're all taking advantage of because they're delicious. So we've been working with Cox to make sure that everybody has connectivity, and about 96% of our kids, this is a small response rate, right? Only 10% of 6th through 12th graders were surveyed, but it gives a pretty good idea of the connectivity that is happening, and it's pretty good. So if you look at the this chart here, 96% of our kids are using the Cox network, and so far as experiencing slow performance, it is, primarily as from a sometimes to a rarely happening with that. And then dropping connections, same thing, sometimes and rarely. We've also been passing out a number of hotspots. Only about 3% of people are using the district hotspots, and they seem to not be as reliable as the Wi-Fi. So far as the timeline for reentry, we have been, we're watching the rates go down, and we're looking to get to that 25 to 100,000, the ratio of 25 cases per 100,000 residents sooner. I mean, we're hoping that we can get there sometime in March. So what's going to happen is the district is going to very shortly send you out yet another survey. They know you filled it out when we were planning on coming back in the red zone. We are planning on coming back now in the purple zone, and so people's feelings may change, and so the district is aware of that and wants to give all parents an opportunity to select again. And once that selection process is done, then we need at least, so that will probably take a week and a half. We'll need another week to distribute our classes on site. And then the district wants to make sure that you all have enough time to arrange for daycare should you need it. So that being said, nothing is going to happen fast. You will be given plenty of lead time. If I had, as soon as I have a date, I will absolutely give you a date, but I don't have one yet. There is a board meeting next Tuesday night. Did any of you get to see the op-ed that the superintendent wrote?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it went out to local media, and she also wrote a letter to the governor because there is a deep concern of the inequity of, like, for instance, Santa Barbara School District being closed, whereas public schools are open, and schools that have a lot of money, like Cold Springs or Montecito, are also open. And so we're really worried about some of our children that don't have the same opportunities as those other children. We want to bring the kids back, and I know you guys want them back too. So that's as much as I know right now about the status of COVID. We're going to be moving on to iPass. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Ms. Binkley,
Yes.
it's Chris Araya. So in returning back, are they going to, how's that air study coming, and are they getting us filters for the rooms, or is that a non-happening thing?
So I did email someone on that, and they said that all rooms have been given a filtration system of some sort. And you know what, Chris, how about next Thursday? I asked Steve to see if he can come to this, because
That'd be great.
yeah, he will have specific information for you. And I know that's really important to you. So I'll see if I can't get that.
Thank you.
Mhm. Any other questions? We have about 4 outdoor classrooms. Let's see, I'm gonna see if I can mute that person. We have about 4 outdoor classrooms already bolted to the ground at on the Gillespie side, and we have about 11 pop-up outdoor classrooms coming from a grant that we were awarded. We've just ordered those. So there's going to be lots of spaces for the kids to be outdoors. We're going to have a lot of personnel that we already have leading the the academic learning centers. The district is going to let us keep those people, and they'll be able to circulate around the campus to make sure that if a student is in an outdoor classroom and their teacher is perhaps teaching another group in the classroom, that there's supervision, that they are attending to what they're supposed to be doing, and that they're staying safe with their masks on and a good 6 feet apart from each other. So I really feel like we have everything in place. We have a lot of masks. We've had probably about 800 masks donated. 400 of them are so well made. Dean Milam, UCSB, the Grivet School Dean, his wife was a part of a group. They call themselves the Craftivists. Anyway, they built these masks that are double, it's like 2 masks in one, and they are built so well. They really hug the chin and go over your nose really well, and we'll have at least one of those for each of the kids. So so we'll have plenty of masks for them. We have shields for them. We have desk shields for them. We have
A ver que si te pasa a dejar. Como ella va por la Jocelyn.
our
Y
hallways
acá te
are
pasa a dejar, te
marked.
metes.
We're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward to this iPass screening. So for those of you who have kids in small cohorts now, you know that we're asking you to check into an email that is sent to you every morning. So fairly soon, I've asked the district to send all of our families the same email so everyone can get used to logging in the morning, answering that email, and just clicking on the report button. So I'm going to go ahead and just open, I'll open the Spanish one. Goodness. All right. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Okay, so in your emails, you get something that looks like this. It says Crisis Go in the top, and it asks you to report the status of your child. All you do is press that button, and it's going to bring you to the next screen, which is going to ask you if your child has any of the symptoms of COVID. So basically it says my child does not have any of the symptoms here. This is what most people click. This says that my son has, or my child has a fever and some symptoms of COVID. So it gives you all of these different scenarios to choose from. And once you pick one of these, it'll open another screen, and the other screen, oh, sorry, it doesn't say, it'll, if you check this first button here, it'll open another screen that will say, does your child have a fever of 100.4 or above? And so you would click no. So once you press both of those buttons and they are clear to come in to school, they will have a QR code is what they call them on their phone or their iPad that will be green. A blue QR code like the one you see here means that they're fine, but they're going to be attending school at home. So it's really easy once you get it. One of the new things that the district has done, sorry, I should go back to that. One of the new things that the district has done is underneath the first email that you have, underneath that blue report button, there's another sentence that says, if you would like to download the app, it's not on this one because this is an old one, I don't think, let me look. Sorry. Yeah, it's around here right now. When you get it, it's changed from this old document here, and it says if you would like to download the app, you can do so here, and there are directions for downloading the app. So you don't have to, if once you have the application on your phone, you won't have to open your email. You can just open the app and you can just click on iPass and you can certify your child through your phone right then and there. So I don't know if you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, the concern from one of our families who actually works at Cottage was if we're asking our families to verify that their child does not have a fever over 100.4, then we need to make sure everyone has a thermometer. And so I reached out to our friends at Santa Barbara Neighborhood Clinics, and they have donated 300 thermometers for our families. So tomorrow, when you come and you pick up the supplies for your children, we will be distributing these thermometers, one per family. So that was very generous of our friends at Santa Barbara Neighborhood Clinic. So any questions about iPass? Okay. All right. So one more thing, and they're going to be surveying you about whether you want, to go distance or hybrid learning. Everything is sort of happening all at once pertaining to parent surveys. One of the things that we use a lot is the California Healthy Kid survey. I will post, let's see who can do this. I will make sure, what I will do is I will put this in the parent memo over the weekend so that you can open it there. But I can show you what it looks like. We use the California Healthy Kids Parent Survey to really plan for the next year, because what this survey shows us is how you feel about your child's experience at Harding. And so this particular screen is just going to take you to the paper that explains what it is. And then once you open the document, it takes you to an actual survey. It's not that long. It's a West Ed survey here. I just took it. I want to say it's maybe 20 questions. And it's all about whether or not you feel safe at Harding or your child feels safe at Harding. If there's any bullying or if your child feels valued. It's questions mostly about the culture and your experience through your child in learning at Harding. So these are your thoughts and your perceptions. And so we take this very seriously, and we then plan around it. So this is the screen that you will get to, and you just click here, take the survey, and it will take you to the survey. Please select survey. Parent survey is already there. Take the survey. And this will give you the option of taking it in English or Spanish. And then you just go ahead. And then you just begin taking the survey here. So we ask that you do that. We're hoping to get at least 30% of our families to do that. The more information we have, the better we can support you. So, oops. There we go. The other thing we have is our ELAC needs assessment, and we'll be passing that out tomorrow when you come at distribution. So if you have a child who's an English language learner, we're going to ask you to answer this really quick. It's like got about 18 questions there. Sorry for the deluge of surveys. It's just strange how it happened all at once, but your voice is super important. I mean, we are a team, and your work with your child and your interpretation of their learning is of extreme value to us. So we do appreciate the extra effort you take in taking these surveys. So that concludes the presentation. And now, if anybody just has any questions about anything, I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen and feel free to.
Looks like you have some questions regarding the thermometers. Some
Great.
parents are asking how they can obtain them.
Great.
and
Right.
when.
So tomorrow, when you come and pick up your child's supplies, we'll have them there. And if you cannot come tomorrow, or if you send your daughter or son to pick up the supplies, we'll make sure they get the thermometer in their supplies. If you are unable to pick up supplies tomorrow and need to come on Monday, we'll have the thermometers there at the front of the office. Go ahead and get on that chat. Okay.
Yo tengo una pregunta.
Sí.
¿La evaluación del iPass va a ser todas las veces que vaya a la escuela el niño?
I'm sorry, I missed the
I
interpretation.
have a question.
you.
So the iPass, is that going to be daily every time that my son goes to school?
Sí. Mi pregunta es si la encuesta del iPass,
There's
la evaluación del iPass va a ser todas las
the
veces.
iPass. So that will be every morning before he goes to school, right? Do I have to answer to that iPass every morning?
Yeah, it will become a daily habit. We've been doing it as professionals for about a month, and it's very simple. You know, you just open the email, click report, and then answer it super fast. And so what it does is, if in fact, you're Mateo, yeah, Mateo's mom, right? I'm sorry, I can only see part of you. Yeah. So if Mateo, let's just say you went to a party, and let's say
Okay.
you answer, you know, I was around a big crowd, or I was, I forget what all of them are, but it will tell you what to do. It will give you a code, and it will say, oh, you should probably call, you should probably let the school know and have them advise you, or you need to quarantine for 14 days, or, you know, it will tell you what to do. And then if you're unsure at all, just give us a call. We, if there's any question at all about an exposure to the virus, or somebody who, like their roommate has it, or something like that, we never, at the office, we never make the call. We call the district nurses, and we let the district nurses communicate with the people so they get the proper information.
Ah, ok. Muchas gracias.
Mucho gusto. Gracias por su pregunta. Any other questions? Our class is going to be outdoors or indoors. Okay. Classes are going to be both outdoors and indoors. So some teachers are planning on doing a lot of their learning outside. Some teachers are planning on doing some of their learning inside and some of their learning outside. What is going to happen, we know for a fact, is, you know, we're going to keep the students separated in different areas for recess and also for eating. So when your children come in to school, they're going to have a designated place to eat. For instance, if you have a first grader and a third grader, they're going to come in on the mountainside, and we're going to have tables set up in the hallways where they're going to be, they'll be able to grab a little to-go breakfast and go eat on the tables in the hallways, away from the first graders and away from the kindergartners. They're on another spot. So it's going to be all of the groups are going to be in little designated areas. And like we're only going to allow one kid in the bathroom at a time. We're really going to do our due diligence to maintain, the masking and all of the safety protocols. Let's see. Chris, go ahead.
Is there any talk about childcare, afternoon childcare coming back? Like for instance, for right now, for the kids in the cohorts, or when we come back to school, will AOK be back? Like, is there any talk about them planning for that piece of it for all of us that need it?
Yeah, the AOK program, from what I understand, is going to be continuing with these small cohorts like we have. And that has not been validated because it's complicated because of their funding source. So what they're supposed to be doing is not what they're doing now. And so I haven't really had a chance to talk to Kathy yet, and we haven't talked about it as an elementary principal council yet. We know it's an issue. We know it's something that people really need. But as it is right now, I can't give you a straight answer, Chris. Sorry, I'll look into it. Let's see. How can I hear? It looks like Rosario said, how can I hear the?
Oh, yes, Mrs.
meeting?
Brinkley, that was resolved.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't see any more questions. Once again, I am at school every day. For some reason, I'm staying a lot longer than I used to. But I'm available if anybody has any questions. You're welcome to come. We just take your temperature to make sure that you don't have a temperature, and you're welcome to come and ask your questions in person if you need to. I also am available via email and telephone. So I hope that you feel as though you can ask anything, and if I don't know the answer, I will absolutely get it for you. Right. Okay, well, I hope I see a lot of you guys tomorrow. I will be, thank you, Arminia. I will be distributing, we have staff meeting tomorrow, so I will be distributing materials from 4 until 5:30. We have other people before that, but make sure if you are a parent of a multilingual student, if you fill out one of the needs assessments, the ELAC needs assessments, don't forget to pick up your thermometer, and I will keep you posted next Thursday, not this Thursday in 2 weeks. We're going to be doing a special presentation on our outdoor ed and STEAM project, and we'll probably touch on this. By then, I'm sure we'll have more information, and I'm hoping it will be around coming back to school in March. But my fingers are crossed. So thank you all for coming. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, so good to see you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have your multi-millionaire trophy.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Rosalba. Take care.
Bye.
I miss everybody.